Greetings of the day. I welcome you all for second tutorial of course numerical methods and computer programming. In this tutorial we are going to study the programming for estimating the roots of equation using MATLAB. This session will be restricted to programming for bracketing methods, that is for bisection method and Regula-Folse method. As we all are aware that the stopping criteria or terminating criteria for such methods includes two approaches. The first approach is iteration based criteria, or we can say approach, and second is accuracy based criteria. So in the iteration based criteria, number of iterations will be specified in the numerical. So when the number of iterations criteria is getting fulfilled, the process can be stopped. On the other hand, the accuracy based criteria, some condition for the accuracy of the exact root or approximate root will be given. So the process will be followed till the condition of accuracy gets fulfilled, and then automatically process can be stopped. So these two criteria we have to study to design the programs for bracketing methods. So now after this we will start this tutorial with programming for bisection method using iteration based criteria. So first of all we will study the flowchart, and then we will explore that flowchart with the help of program in a MATLAB. Let us start to understand the flowchart for bisection method. So your program starts with defining the function as y is equal to f of x, where function y is consist of equation minus 0.9 x square plus 1.7 x plus 2.5. So in the first step you have to define your function, for which you have to find out the roots. The second step is considered as the input of the program, where we have to enter the values of initial guesses, that is x1 is initial guess 1, x2 is initial guess 2, and number of iterations which you need to perform. So this step is considered to be the input for the program, which need to be specified by the users. Now since we know the value of x1 and x2, we can find out respective functions. We can put the value of x1 in the above equation to get the value of y1. So we can find the value of y1 as f of x1 and y2 as f of x2. So next step will be obviously to check whether these two initial guesses are correct or not. So we will use while statement, where product of y1 and y2 will be taken. Now since we know that if the product of y1 and y2, if it is greater than 0, then we can say our initial guesses are wrong, and if it is less than 0, then we can say initial guesses are correct. So that is why this while statement is used here. So if the product of y1 and y2 is greater than 0, our initial guesses are wrong, so it will direct it to the next step, where again the input x1 and x2 has to be entered as a new values. So previous initial guesses are wrong, hence it will ask you for new values of x1 and x2 again at this particular step. So after this, since we entered the value of new x1 and x2, we can calculate respective functions as y1 is equal to f of x1 and y2 is equal to f of x2. Now remember one thing, why do we need to calculate these functions again? Because x1 and x2 values have now have been replaced. If you don't write y1 and y2 here, the y1 and y2 which you have calculated for this particular values of x1 and x2 will be taken as it is, will not be changed. That is why you have to again specify the y1 and y2 with respect to new initial guesses which you have specified at this particular step. Now again you have to check whether these functions and these initial guesses which we have entered again are correct or not. So hence again this process will be diverted towards the while statement. Again function y1 and y2, the multiplication of which will be checked. If it is greater than 0, again the loop will be progressed, and it will ask for new values of x1 and x2, and the same loop will be repeated, or same procedure will be repeated. So at instant when you get the product y1 and y2 is less than 0, then it will be diverted towards the next step of the program. So now if you can see here, one loop is used, which is for loop. Now for I is equal to 1 as to n, this particular command indicates the process which has been included in the loop has to be repeated for iterations, which starts from 1, and it should proceed till the value of I reaches to n, as we know that n is nothing but the number of iterations. So that means this for loop will start for iteration which is equal to 1, and it will repeated till it reaches to value equal to 1, value equal to n, which you have specified in the previous steps. So now let us consider the first iteration. So since the initial guesses which we have selected here, x1 and x2 are correct, the process will be progressed to this particular state, and then the value of x3 will be calculated. So as we know that value of x1 and x2 are correct, we can go for calculating the next approximated root, that is x3, which is nothing but midpoint of x1 and x2. That is why we are considering this particular formula. So x3 is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2 will be calculated. Since we know the value of x3, we can calculate respective function, that is y3. So y3 is nothing but f of x3. Now after this, again we have to check the sign of the respective functions. Now as we know that we have to replace the value of x1 either with x3 or x2 with x2 with x3. So let us consider again one particular statement. We can consider if else statement, which is shown here. So if product of y1 and y3, if it is less than 0, if this condition is not satisfied, x1 will be replaced by x3 and y1 will be replaced by y3. If this particular condition is satisfied, then x2 will be replaced by x3 and y2 will be replaced by y3. Try to understand this particular loop. See, the condition is used as product of y1 into y3 must be less than 0. So that means sign of y1 or y3, any one of the function must be negative, and for another function it must be positive. Then and then only you will get multiplication or product which is less than 0. So if this particular condition is satisfied, then this step, this path will be followed. Then your x2 will be replaced by x3 and y2 will be replaced by y3. But if it is not satisfied, then obviously it will follow this particular path where x1 will be replaced by x3 and y1 will be replaced by y3. So here at this particular step we have completed the iteration number 1. So after replacing these values of x1 and x2, it will again diverted back to the for loop, where now this I is getting updated as 2. So for second iteration, again this particular process will be followed, and after completion of iteration number 2, it will follow this particular path and it will be diverted towards for loop. So when this I is updated to specified number of iterations, the iteration will be performed and this condition will get satisfied. So that means after completion of all the iterations, your process will be diverted to the last step where the approximated root, that is x3, will be printed. So this step can be considered as the last step of your program. So now let us try to explore this particular flowchart using a program in MATLAB. Okay, so now after opening the MATLAB, we have to go to the new script where the editor window will be displayed. Now you can see here editor window has been displayed. Now here you have to start writing your program. So first step, as we know that we have to define the function. So I will define the function as f is equal to @ bracket x bracket complete, space, and now you have to enter your equation. Now equation is minus 0.9 into, for into I am using the star symbol. So minus 0.9 into bracket x into x, bracket complete, plus 1.7 into x plus 2.5. So after typing the equation, you can terminate this particular statement with the semicolon. Go to the next line. Now we have to enter the values of initial guesses x1 and x2. So I will declare x1 as the initial guess 1, and which has to be input which is taken from the user. So I will write input bracket quote. Now I will say, before that what you can do is you can take backward slash n. So this backward slash n is used to take this particular line in the new this particular statement on the new line, and then you can say enter value of initial guess x1 is equal to. Now the statement which we have written in the quotes will be printed after running the program, and this will be this will be observed by the input user by the user, and this particular input of x1 will be entered. So quote, and then you can complete the statement by bracket, and then you can terminate this particular statement. Now after this you have to declare the initial guess 2 as x2. Again I will type input bracket quote backward slash n, enter value of initial guess x2 is equal to quote complete, bracket complete, terminate the sentence. Now the statement which has been highlighted by purple color will be printed. As I already said, this will be printed after running the program, and which will be observed by the user, and the respective value of x1 and x2 will be printed. So the statement which you need to highlight after running the program has to be accumulated between two quotes, single quotes. So now let us go to the next line where we have to declare the number of iterations. So I will declare n as number of iterations as again input. So input quote backward slash n, I will say enter number of iterations is equal to quote complete, bracket complete, terminate the sentence. Now go to next line. So as we know that as we have declared the values of x1 and x2, we can find out respective functions. So I will declare y1 as function of x1. So I will just type it here, and also I will declare y2 as function of x2. So using these two statements, which is fifth and sixth statement, value of y1 and y2 will be calculated. Now after calculating values of y1 and y2, we have to check whether these two initial guesses which we have entered are correct or not. So we have to use the condition. So I will use while statement, while y1 into y2 is greater than 0, come out of the bracket, go to next slide, type x1 is equal to, again we have to declare the new initial guesses. So I will just copy and paste this here, also for x2 also. So I will copy and paste it here. So what does it mean? That if this condition is satisfied, that means your initial guesses are wrong. So you have to again enter the values of new initial guesses as x1 and x2 using line 8 and 9. But if this condition is not true, automatically it will go to the next step. So there is no need of in between steps which we have accumulated in this particular statement. So of course now since we get the values of x1 and x2, new values of x1 and x2, again we have to calculate the values of their respective functions. So we'll write as y1 is equal to f of x1, terminate the sentence, and y2 is equal to f of x2. So these two functions will be calculated at this particular state, and then you can end this particular loop at this point. Now let us go to next line. Now we have to use the for loop for performing number of iterations. So we'll write for I is equal to 1 as to n. Go to next line, type x3, where we have to find out the value of x3, as x3 is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Terminate the sentence. If you would like to know the value of x3 for each iteration, don't terminate the sentence, so that a value of x3 will be printed for each iteration, and then you will be able to see what was the value of x3 for each iteration and respective function also. So here we will type y3 is equal to f of x3. Don't terminate this sentence also, because if you want to know the value of y3 for each iteration, then you do not just terminate the statement by semicolon. So now after this we have again one condition. So we can type if we know the condition, if y1 into y3, if it is less than 0, then replace x2 is equal to x3, and same y2 is equal to y3. Else, if this condition is not true, then replace x1 with x3 and y1 with y3. So you can give space also, even if you don't give, it is fine, no problem. Okay, so you can terminate this particular statement, because I don't want to see how the values are being replaced in the each iteration. And after this particular statement 21 statement, you can end your if loop, if else loop, or if else statement, and then finally again you can write the end, because this end is used for if else statement, and for loop we have to again use the end, another end. So after this I have to print the value of approximated root. So I will write f print f bracket quote /n, because I have to print this in the separate line, and I want to print this particular statement, that root of equation is equal to %f quote complete comma, and now I have to print the value of x3. So I will just say comma x3 bracket complete and terminate the sentence. So now here we complete the program. So I will run this program. It will ask you to save the value, so I will save the file. So I will save this as bisection underscore method underscore iteration based criteria. See, if you observe, I have separated two words by underscore. It is very mandatory to save MATLAB files in such fashion. If you separate two words by space, then your program will not be run. It will not run. So you have to specify the name of file in such a way that two words must be separated by underscore. The save file type is to be used as MATLAB code file. So file type is MATLAB code file, that is .m file. So you can say save. Wait for some time. It will display this particular message. So it will say to run this file, you can either change the MATLAB current folder or add its folder to MATLAB path. So we can say add to path, And now if you can see command window, what is been asked, that you can see the name of program has been printed, and then it is asking the enter the value of x1. So let us enter the value. Since the initial cases are not known for this particular equation, I will start entering the values of x1 from 0 with step size of 1. So I will enter the value of x1 as 0 and x2 as 1. So, and you can specify number of iterations, as number of iterations here are specified as 3, suppose. So now if you see, again it is asking the value of initial case x1. So that means initial value of x1 and x2 which we have entered at 0 and 1 are wrong. So that means there is no root in between interval 0 and 1. So we have to enter the new value. So now what I can do is I can enter the value of initial case x1 as 1 and x2 as 2. So now let us check whether these two initial cases are correct or not. Now at this point it will not ask number of iterations because it has been already specified. See, again it is asking the new value of x1. So that means here also in the interval 1 and 2 there is no root. So we have to enter the new value as 2 and 3. And now if you can see, the answer is printed at the root of equation is 2.875000. And if you see the other values for x3 and y3 is printed for each iteration. So for first iteration value of x3 was 2.5, value of y3 was 1.1250. For second iteration value of x3 was 2.7500 and value of y3 was 0.3687. For third iteration value of x3 was 2.8750 and respective function was minus 0.0516. So this is how you can program for finding out root of equation using bisection method based on iteration criteria. So now let us try to understand the flowchart for bisection method based on accuracy criteria. So again the program starts with defining the function as y is equal to f of x. Now let us consider the function as cos x minus 1.3x. In the second step we have to declare the values of x1, x2 and accuracy. So now if you can observe the difference between previous program and this particular program, here in the previous program we have defined the number of iterations as small n, but here you have to specify the accuracy, because stopping or terminating criteria which is used in this particular program is nothing but the accuracy. So after this you can find out the value of y1 and y2 by putting value of x1 and x2 in this particular equation to get f of x1 and f of x2. After this we have to check again whether these two initial cases are correct or not. So we use statement while statement. So if product of y1 and y2, if it is greater than 0, that means the initial cases are wrong. You can enter the value of new initial cases and the respective functions will be calculated. To again check whether this two initial cases are correct or not, the program will be diverted towards the while loop, while statement again, and again the product of these two functions will be checked. So when you reach to particular instant where this particular criteria, that is y1 into y2, when it is less than 0, then again the program will be diverted through this particular path to the next step. So now if you see here, instead of using a for loop for number of iterations, now we are using while loop for the condition of accuracy. So as we know that accuracy will be calculated as absolute value of difference between x2 and x1. So I'll write while bracket abs is nothing but absolute value of x2 minus x1 must be greater than accuracy. If this particular statement is true, that means your condition is not satisfied. So you can go to the next step, as you have to calculate the value of x3, which is nothing but x1 plus x2 divided by 2, and then you can find out the respective function y3. So now we have to update the values of initial cases. So again I use one statement, if statement. So if product of y1 and y3, if it is less than 0, If this condition is not true, then x1 will be replaced by x3 and y1 will be replaced by y3. If this condition is true, then x2 will be replaced by x3 and y2 will be replaced by y3. So after completion of this particular iteration, again the program will be diverted to the while loop. This condition will be checked. If this condition is satisfied, so that means if your accuracy which is absolute difference between x2 minus x1, it is continued till the accuracy the required accuracy is obtained. So after getting the or achieving the required accuracy, the program will be diverted towards the next step, where the value of root of equation, that is x3, will be printed. So at this step you can stop your program. So now let us try to explore the flowchart for bisection method using accuracy based criteria in MATLAB. So go to new script, start writing the program. As we know that we have to define the function first. So I will write f is equal to bracket x, and then write the function as cos x minus 1.3 into x. Terminate this particular statement. Declare the values of inputs. As initial guess, I will declare x1 as the first initial guess which has to be taken by user. So x1 is equal to input quote /n, enter the value of x1, or we can say enter the value of initial guess x1 is equal to quote complete bracket complete. Now the statement as appeared in the purple color, so this will be printed after running the program. After this I will declare x2 as initial guess 2, so input quote /n, enter the value of initial guess x2 is equal to quote complete bracket complete semicolon. Now we have to define the accuracy. So I will declare ACC as the accuracy, and which has also to be taken from the input by the user. So I will write it in terms of input itself. So bracket quote, you can say /n, enter the value of accuracy, or you can say specify the value of accuracy is equal to quote complete bracket complete, terminate the sentence. Now go to next line. Here we have to find out the value of respective functions, that is y1 is equal to f of x1, and terminate this particular statement, and y2 is equal to f of x2. Don't forget to terminate the sentence, otherwise if you don't terminate the sentence, otherwise output of each particular step will be displayed. And then your command window will be accumulated with so many results for each iteration, or we can say for each step in this particular program. So after this we know the condition as while product of y1 and y2, if it is greater than 0, that means our initial guesses are wrong. So it will again ask you to enter the value of two initial guesses once again. So I will just copy and paste it here, take it just below to the x1, and then you can find out respective functions for new values of x1 and x2. So y1 is equal to f of x1, y2 is equal to f of x2. Here you can terminate your while loop or while statement. So after this we have again condition for checking the accuracy, and based on that we have to find out the value of x3 for each iteration. So again I will use while statement. So while, now we must write the criteria for accuracy. Absolute value of x2 minus x1 must be greater than accuracy. So bracket complete. Come to next line and write value of x3 is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Terminate the sentence. Then you can find out value of y3 for x3. So we can write f of y3 is equal to f of x3. Terminate this sentence. Come to next line. Now here we have to use again one more condition, if else condition, because we have to replace the values of x1 with x3 or x2 with x3. So as we know that this condition is nothing but if multiplication of y1 and y3, if it is less than 0, then x2 will be replaced by x3, hence y2 will be replaced by y3, or else, I forgot to terminate the sentence, or else x1 will be replaced by x3 and y1 will be replaced by y3. Okay, so after this you can end the if else statement by typing end here, and to end the while statement you have to again enter, or you have to type end. So this completes your program. Now after this we have to print the value of root of equation. So I will write f print f bracket quote backward slash n, and I will say that the root of equation is equal to percentage f quote complete comma. Now this particular statement will be printed, and along with this we have to print the value of the root of equation, which is nothing but x3. So I will type comma and then I will type x3. So value of x3 will be printed in front of the root of equation is equal to x3. This kind of statement will be printed. So I will complete this particular statement with the bracket which was remaining, and then I will just terminate this particular statement. Now I will run this program again. It will ask to save the file, so just put bisection method accuracy based criteria, and say save. Now if you can see, it is asking the value of initial guess x1. So let us start with putting the value of x1 as 0 and x2 as 1, and let us find out the answer. Now after this it will ask for accuracy. Let us specify the accuracy between the absolute difference between x2 and x1 as 0.01, and let us try to find out the answer. So say enter. Now it is showing some error. The error is f print f. It should be f print f. I just wrote f print. It should be f print f. Again run the program. It will ask the values of initial guess 0, x1, x2 as 1, accuracy is 0.01, and now the answer is printed. So you can see the root of equation is equal to 0.617188. Now if you want to increase the accuracy of the root of equation, so what you can do is you can reduce the interval between initial guesses. So again I will run this program. So I will now put the value of x1 as 0.5 and x2 as 1. So and the accuracy will be same, 0.01. So now if you can see, the answer is printed as 0.617188, which is also same as the previous answer. So what you can do is you can either change the value of accuracy which you have specified, or you can reduce the interval. It is based on the equation which you are solving for. So what I will do is I will show you another thing is, if you want to find out the value of x3 for each iteration, and respective value of its function y3 for each iteration, then just remove the semicolons from the 14th and 15th line and again run the program. So I will write 0.5, initial value of x1 as 0.5 and initial value of x2 as 1. Accuracy now I will take it as 0.00 or 0.01, we can take same, and then if you can see the value for each iteration will be printed here. So now if you want to find how many iterations have been performed, you can count the value of x3. So x3 was previously for first iteration it was 0.75, for next iteration it was 0.625, for third iteration it was 0.525, for next iteration it was 0.5983, for fifth iteration it was 0.6094, for next it was 0.6172. So after the sixth iteration you can find that value of x3 has been printed as 0.6172, and you can say the last answer has been printed as the root of equation is equal to 0.617188. So here these two places 88 are omitted, and instead of that they have written it to be 0.6172. So this is how programs for bisection method using both the criteria can be written or can be designed in MATLAB, and based on this you can find out the answer for approximated root as same as exact root. Only thing you have to check the number of iterations or the criteria which is been asked or specified by the end user. Till that you can perform this particular method and then you can stop. So in the next session we will try to explore the programming for regular falsive method, which is same as bisection method, only thing formula to calculate x3 will change, all other steps are same. So if you would like to try it for regular falsive method also you can try, or we will cover it in the next session. Thank you.